gentlemen, today I would like to talk with you about the waste. Based on the data from the World Bank, every person per day generates approximately 1 kilogram of waste, which leads us to the dramatic number. 2 billion tons of waste annually are produced in the world. And this number will only increase throughout the time. In the next 30 years, it will reach 3.4 billion. Isn't it scary? And let's think about where it will lead us to. Why we have to care about this problem. 70% of the waste are finishing on the landfills. So these are the places where the waste is basically just dumped. They occupy the space. They take the space from the agriculture. They take the space from our animals, which decrease biodiversity. They create water pollution because of the leakages, which gives us the point to the water crisis. And because they're growing fast and their capacity is limited, they're coming all the time closer and closer to our cities. Tell me, please, who out of you would like to live on the dump? And where does this waste come from? Well, the answer is simple. Basically, it's come from us. My dear friends, it's unfortunate to say, but we are big consumerists. Well, our society is built up in a way that we produce and consume as much as we can. Our industrial and technological development give us the opportunity and the access to all the goods which we can ever imagine, and we can just take this opportunity and totally forget about what we do in our environmental footprint. And our economy doesn't really help us. It has a linear structure, and its main principle is take, make, and waste. Well, however, our sources are not limited. And if we will continue to do like this, sooner or later, they will be gone. Oh. Another major obstacle that the waste is distributed throughout the world, not evenly, and the composition of the waste can vary from one country to another very much, which leads us to another problem. We cannot create a general solution which can be implemented globally. So we have to think locally. Let me introduce you the decisions which they make in Hungary. Throughout our field trips, throughout this camp, we visited 2 of them. First is the landfill, where the waste is basically just dumped, and most of it's gonna stay there forever. Second, which is a bit better, is incineration, which is basically just burning the waste in the big ovens. It's better, but it creates flue gases, out of which bigger part contributes to the global change, the greenhouse gases. Also, it can be toxic gases, for example, dioxide. It can cause cancer. And it creates sludges, which are also dumped after that. The better solution can be recycling. However, not big part of our waste is recycled currently, and also not a lot of materials can be recycled all the time. Not all the materials can be recycled again and again. We want to put... The problem is complex, but we want to put your attention just on a small component of it, which is fabrics. Here on this graph you can see why we have to take care of this issue. Currently, out of the 6.4 million tons of the fabric, just 75% of it is not recycled. It finishes on the dump. So what is our solution? You know, we don't have to invent the bicycle from the beginning. We just have to change the system a little bit, adjust it. We have to create proper lines between the already existing technology and create some sort of circular economy. What we try to propose is to give more responsibility on the polluting industries. So they give us currently the clothes, the fabrics, and they will be obliged to take it back. So the consumer would have the opportunity to count all the shops of fast fashion industry and take back their unwanted or not needed old clothes. Afterward, they will be put to the distribution centers and then put to the second-hand shops, recycling. And after the recycling, also these materials can be used in different industries. So we are coming to the point that when the outcome of one industry starts to be the income of something else. For example, construction. I just want to emphasize that the same principle works in nature. It's very complex and it has some type of circular economy. And the one last message I want you to remember for today: if we will not start think about waste today, we will start to be waste ourselves sooner or later.